What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of HRTea After Dark.
A patty is a patty.
I hope your week was swell. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy freaking New Year. I hope you celebrated. I hope you had lots of fun. Or I hope you had a nice, calm night in by yourself and ate junk food. That's what I hope. I also want to say thank you for everybody who subscribed to me during 2024, who liked, who commented, who watched, who supported in any way, shape, or form. I greatly appreciate you. I'm still a small content creator, and I feel like I met a lot of my goals in 2024, and that's all thanks to you guys. So for real, thank you so much. This is what I love to do, and I want to keep doing it. So I hope you continue to watch and support throughout 2025 and 2026 and 2027 and so on and so forth. Today, I thought in light of the new year, maybe we could talk about some things I wish, and I know other people wish they knew before they started transitioning or before they came out or before they started hormones, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go over like things I wish I knew before I started testosterone because all of that information is like out there, and I feel like it's just like a quick Google search. And I feel like we already know you turn into a dude. That's about it. But if you're starting testosterone or hormones in general and you haven't Googled anything about it, you're insane. Love the energy, love the courage. Just maybe Google it though first. So yeah, let's get into it. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. Maybe give this episode a like. Maybe share it with your friends. Check out the description below. Click on my Patreon. You don't have to do a monthly subscription. Just check it out. Who knows what might happen? Okay, the first one I have for things I wish I knew before transitioning is, and I know I've talked about this in the past a little bit, you don't have to choose a name that's closest to your dead name. I did this. I chose a name that was closest to my dead name in a way, and I love the name Cody. I wouldn't change it for the world. I feel like a Cody. I am a Cody through and through, period. But I feel like I picked it for the wrong reasons. I was making it easier for everybody else. Why did I do that? F everybody else. I'm trying to make me happy. You know what I mean? Don't do things for other people when in the long run, this is just for you. If your dead name is Emily, don't be afraid to name yourself Charles. Who the f cares? Who cares? Literally, who the f cares? Nobody. Don't try and make it easier for anybody else. Make it the best you can for yourself. And if you are a trans woman and your dead name is like Brian, don't be afraid to name yourself Sarah. You would slay as a Sarah, okay? F everybody else. I wish I knew that when I was choosing my name. Next. Now, hear me out on this one. You don't have to tell people. You know what I mean? Like, has it ever occurred to anybody else that you like don't have to come out? You don't have to say, hey, I'm trans. There's so many people where I think back and I'm like, why did I waste my time telling them? They're insignificant in my life. Like, why did I even waste my time? Why was I so nervous? Like, even if it's your own parents, like if you think it's just too much of a hassle, like you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You have nothing to explain. Just be yourself. And people will follow, you know what I mean? I mean, hey, it might cause some confusion. You might confuse some people, but you know what? You're gonna confuse people no matter what at the end of the day. So f it. Who cares? If you don't want to tell people, don't tell people. Just start hormones. Become a full man or a full woman and let them be confused. Maybe tell like people that you're really close with who you know will take it really well. Tell them, hey, I'm trans. This is my new name. These are my pronouns. And then let them kind of just call you those names and pronouns in front of other people. Those other people will not want to feel like the outcast. They don't want to feel like they're doing something wrong. So they'll just blindly follow what everybody else is doing because they'll be like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to follow what everybody else is saying. I kind of did that in high school. That's how I came out in high school. I just made my friends kind of just call me Cody and he, him pronouns all the time in front of other people. And you won't believe the amount of people that just blindly followed along without even questioning it. I think it's so funny, to be honest, because they don't want to be the outcast. Even if it's your own parents, if you really don't want to come out to your own parents, if you are above the age of 18, just start hormones. If you have the will to do it yourself. I remember before I came out to my dad, I was like, I have to tell him because I'm starting testosterone and I'm going to become a full man. He's going to be like, what the f? And like, well, yes, that would be crazy to do. Is it? Is it that crazy? I put myself into this hole of just being so stressed out about telling my father that I was trans before I started testosterone. It was a horrible experience. And I'm like, why did I even do that? I should have just showed up one day, bearded the up. And he'd be like, what the Or he wouldn't. Or he'd be so uncomfortable with himself that he just would never say anything. Because a lot of people are like that. Who cares? Choose your own happiness at the end of the day. Okay? Number 3. Okay, so this is kind of a weird concept. And I want to know if anybody else experienced this, if they came out as trans in high school. There were definitely people who were like, what the f***? Weird kid, loser, lame. Definitely, got some looks. But I feel like the girls in my grade, for some reason, something about me being an outcast made more people want to be friends with me. And I don't know if it's because they felt bad for me. Maybe my school was very much just like, anybody who's different, we have to be nice to them. Like, maybe it was a little condescending. Maybe it was not real. That's the point I'm getting at, as like, you'll have a lot of fake friends who just want to be friends with you just because you're trans, and they want to be friends with somebody who's different. They want to be an ally, you know what I mean? I had a couple friends that were like, this is my best friend, he's trans. This is my best friend, he's trans. Did you know that? I'll kill you if you ever dead name him. If you ever say the wrong pronouns, I'll kill you. And while that's great and I appreciate it, there was just some weirdness behind it. Like, some girls just want to be friends with the queer people. I ran into a lot of that, and I just want to know if anybody ever experienced that, because at the end of the day, when you have real problems, they're not going to know how to handle it. They're not going to know what the to say. They truly just want to be an ally, but they don't really care about you. So maybe watch out for that. That's my advice on that. Talk surgeries for a second. Top surgery. If you are a trans guy or trans mask person who's looking into top surgery, you're still kind of new in the whole transitioning world. I'm not saying keyhole is bad, but if you're leaning more towards keyhole rather than double incision and you have kind of a small chest, honestly, my advice, go with double incision. Don't waste your time with keyhole. I got keyhole. I don't regret it. But honestly, at this point in my life, I wish I had scars because I think it just would look better. I don't hate my chest. There's nothing wrong with my chest, but like, you can tell something happened there. You know what I mean? You could tell something happened on my chest, but you don't know what it is because I don't have scars. Does that make sense? I think I might get a revision surgery. I think I might get one later in life at some point in my life if I ever have the money. Just because, I don't know, I would kind of like the scars. And if you're afraid of the scars, don't be afraid of the scars. I mean, like, maybe you want to be stealth, and that's totally cool, totally fine. I don't judge you for that. But I wish I had scars. You know what I mean? Just rethink it. I don't blame you if you get keyhole. I understand. I wanted keyhole. I wanted it because I didn't want the scars, but now I want the scars. You know what I mean? If you're young, rethink it. Double incision heals better, and it heals more normally. Okay? You get my point. Next, if you are, again, a trans man or trans mass person starting testosterone, think about freezing your eggs. I hate saying that. It makes me dysphoric. So I hear you. If it also makes you dysphoric, we'll bear with each other right now. Freeze your eggs. I didn't do it. Wish I did it. If you don't want kids one day, if you know in your heart through and through you do not want kids, then what I'm saying right now, don't listen to me. But if you're like, I don't know, I could want kids one day, or I definitely want kids, freeze your eggs. Freeze your eggs. I wish I did it. I regret not doing it. I know that I could still do it, but it would have been easier physically and mentally especially, if I just did it before I started testosterone. I know that it costs a lot of money. So if you have the money, do it. But now I would have to like come off testosterone, and like things would happen to my body that I don't want happening to my body. And I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can mentally handle that, where I would have been able to mentally handle that prior to starting testosterone. So do that if you can. But you know what? If you have to wait, then wait, and maybe hit me up and we'll go through it together. Okay, next. Take pictures. Take pictures of yourself before getting surgeries, before starting testosterone. Take pictures of your happy moments. Take videos of your voice changing. I know so many guys and women who didn't do the, hi, this is my voice, one day on testosterone. I know so many people who didn't do that who really regret it. Do it. Do it, because I know you don't want to hear it right now, and you won't want to hear it in 3 months, but I promise you 7 years from now, you are going to want to hear that progress. I know it's a little cringy. You never have to post it. You don't have to show anybody. Do it for yourself. You don't know how many pictures I have of the worst angles of my face. I did this before I started testosterone. I was trying to see my jaw and how it would change. So I took pictures of like all angles of my jaw before I started testosterone. And I love that I did that because I had such a small, stupid little face. And now I'm like, I feel like handsome Squidward. Take pictures. Just take pictures. I know you probably hate yourself. We all did, but you won't regret it. You will regret it if you don't take pictures. Okay, back to changing your name. I said that you don't have to make it close to your dead name, but also, you also don't need to change your name. I feel like I didn't know that. Because technically, my dead name is unisex, and I thought that I had to change my name. Like, in order to be trans, you have to change your name. That's what I thought. You don't have to do that. Even if your name is not unisex, even if your name is Emily, you can be a dude, Emily. Who the cares? That would be so sick. Like, are you kidding me? Take your name and make it masculine. Take your name and make it feminine. Who cares? I want to say I wish I did that, but I also hate my dead name, so I don't wish I did that. But like, I wish I had the confidence to do that. This one I say all the time: find other trans people. Find other trans people. Befriend other trans people. I know it's hard to find trans people where you live. You live in a small town, you don't know any trans people, so do I. It's hard. Find them online. Find trans best friends online. I know it sucks to have internet best friends because they don't live near you, but it has changed my life. I love my trans friends. They've completely changed the way I look at transness and how I feel about masculinity, how I feel about myself. I've learned so much from them that it is insane. I went 7 years without knowing any trans people, without speaking to another trans person. That was detrimental to my transition. I missed out on so much. So please find other trans people. And a great way for you to do that is to join my Discord server. There are over 200 trans people in there just vibing, hanging out, always helping each other, giving each other advice. Join my freaking Discord. Join it. If you want to find trans people to befriend, join my Discord. Selfish plug, okay? But I'm serious. Find other trans people, even if it's not through my Discord. It is so important for your transition. Next, beard growth. Don't examine my beard right now because I got a little gamer beard going on. But this did not happen overnight. I know it's beautiful. I know she's perfect. She's not perfect. She's very, very flawed. But this did not happen overnight. Took me about 7 years, okay? It takes time. Lots of time. Go check out my beard growth video if you want tips and tricks on how to make it happen faster or how to shave, blah, 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 blah. But it takes time. Don't expect it to happen overnight, or in a month, or 2 months, or 3 months, or 4 months, or even like a year, because it won't. It takes years, okay? And maybe you're blessed. Maybe you're blessed. You have hairy freaking genes, okay? Good for you. Stop bragging. Takes a long time for everybody else, okay? Okay. Next, do not compare yourself to other trans people. Don't do it. I still do it to this day. But if you start your transition knowing that you shouldn't do that, because all you see online are these trans men who are just trans women too. Like, we don't all look like that. You know what I mean? They look like they're like God touched them. No, don't say that. That sounds weird. While I do believe every trans man is beautiful in his own way, but not everybody's going to look like Sasha Allen. I'm sorry, but he is. But not everyone's gonna look like that. Okay? It's possible if, you do the right things, blah, 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 blah. But, like, that's also hard. I'm blabbering at this point. But, like, just stop comparing yourself because you are handsome. You are beautiful in your own freaking way. And you don't have to look like these TikTok trans men in order to be trans, in order to be loved, in order to be validated, in order to, be proud of yourself. You don't need to look like that. This other one's kind of cringy, guys. But if you have some internalized transphobia, which we all did at one point, I did, probably still do sometimes, and you don't want to be trans and you're embarrassed of being trans, I want you to, before you go to bed every night, this is cringy, but nobody has to know you're doing it. It's fine. I want you to look in the mirror and just over and over again, lock eyes with yourself, lock in with yourself, and I want you to say, I'm transgender. I'm transgender. I'm transgender. I'm transgender, over and over and over again. And you can do, I'm transgender and I'm proud. I'm transgender and I'm proud. Like SpongeBob. I'm ugly and I'm proud. Okay? Do it. I did this. Cringy, embarrassing, don't care. I did it. And it really helped. Because now when I go to the doctor's office or something and they don't know that I'm trans, it's so easy for me to just be like, oh, I'm transgender and I'm proud. I'm transgender. I used to be female, now I'm male. It's it just rolls off the tongue so much easier now. It's like I manifested it. Yeah, you can manifest being proud of yourself. That works. Say it over and over again until you are no longer embarrassed of saying it. Do it. It helps. I promise. Hair and style is everything. I had the worst hair. I had the worst hair and style known to man when I was transitioning. Look, I'm still not all the way there. Okay, still figuring it out. But it is everything. Style is everything. If you're looking for a more masculine look, really do a good search online of how to look the most masculine. Same thing with being feminine. Style is everything. Hair is everything. Hair is everything. And I don't want to hear, oh, I have hair, blah, 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 blah. No, because there is always something you could do. Always something you could do. Just pick your favorite celebrity and be like, I want this. I want this. Give me that. I didn't get that. I didn't get that memo when I came out. But you know what? I did my best. And that's all that matters. Next one. This kind of goes back to what I was saying before, but like just generally speaking, you don't owe anyone anything. A lot of us are people pleasers. We want to make everybody comfortable all the time, but nobody is willing to do that for us. So my advice to you is don't be so people pleasing. Come out of that shell a little bit and just make yourself happy. Fuck what anybody else thinks. Don't put anybody's happiness. Do not put anybody's happiness above your own. I'm talking nobody, at least at the start of your transition. And then 7 years later, when you find a partner, fine, their happiness can come first sometimes, sure. But like when you are starting out your transition, nobody's happiness comes before yours. You are most important. You don't owe anybody an explanation of who you are. You don't have to tell anybody shit. You don't have to make it easier for everybody. I know I said this all before. That's the most important one on this list for the most part for me. It's just like, fuck everybody else. Like I hate everybody. I hate everybody. And if I knew this, if I understood this in the start of my transition, dude, life would have been better. Okay? Life would have been better. Stop trying to make everybody happy. Because if they don't like the fact that you're trans, they're not going to like you anyway. So who cares? What are you doing? What are you doing trying to make them happy? They don't care about you. You know what I mean? Unless they do care about you, then go off. That kind of goes hand in hand with, the other thing I have written down here. Don't make yourself smaller for anybody else. You will never get as far as you want to in your transition if you are making yourself smaller for somebody else's comfort. Live your life loudly, proudly, and happily. You deserve the world. Why are we getting so deep right now? Slow down. Okay. My last one, I think, is the most important one. A lot of trans people struggle in relationships and finding somebody. We all believe that we're never going to find love. That's kind of the main reason I think a lot of us don't start hormones or don't get surgeries or don't change our pronouns, because we're so afraid that nobody will love us. Because what is life without love? You will find love. Even if it takes a freaking decade, you will find love. There are millions and millions and millions of people out there that will love you for your personality, your body, your sense of humor. And some of it's going to have to do with being trans. They'll love you for being trans, and they'll love you outside of being trans. I know it's hard to get there. I know it's hard to find. I know it's hard to put yourself out there, but I promise you the world doesn't hate trans people as much as you think. They don't think we're disgusting as much as the media likes to push out the fact that they think we're disgusting. It's not true. One day you will find a girl, you will love her dearly, and it'll be the best experience of your life. Or you'll find a man who will treat you the way you deserve to be treated, who will treat you with kindness and respect all the time. I promise. I promise. There's so many cis people out there who also can't find love. You know what I mean? And they're not trans. They just have personalities. But yeah, that's my advice. You will find love. Don't give up. And guys, that's kind of all the advice that I have. This was kind of deep. Let me know in the comments below what advice you have for other people. Maybe I missed a few. Maybe I missed a lot. Who knows? Again, Happy New Year. And in the new year, you can expect more podcast episodes. I promise you, I have not forgotten about the podcast. I'm not stopping the podcast. Just needed a little break, but now we're back. I'm not going to drop them weekly anymore, but it'll probably be once a month type of thing. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I will let you guys know. If you want updates about it, join my Discord. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at HRT Podcast. Check out my Patreon. It's always in the description below. Go buy yourself a sticker. That is also always in the description below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye. Happy New Year. Bye.